What's up, guys? This is Sal, and we're back finally with episode 5 of The Road to Masters. Um, it has been a little bit since my last upload, and I do apologize, guys, but I'm fully done with, the school semester, and I'm going to be going back to my daily upload starting today. So, as you can see, I did do some playing while I wasn't uploading. I got up to like a max of around 7,000, but ended up dropping down to 6,500, which is just one match below where we ended off on episode 4. So I'm gonna still go ahead and do the method where I just record my first match of the day and also the last match to keep the videos a little bit shorter and maybe have the viewers have a better watching experience. So with that, let's get into first match. All right, so Pinball Dreams. We have last pick. I'm going to want to ban good first picks. And honestly, in the current meta, I think Damien's a safe ban on pretty much any map. Best brawler in the game, hands down. All right, they go for a Colt, which has some wall break capabilities. Teammate, I'll throw out a Crow because it's a solid pick. All right, he goes for the Crow. Excellent. I could go for probably... I could do... If teammate wants to go for that, I might go for a Space Maker. Could go for the Kenji, but at the same time, maybe I want to be a little bit more safe. I think I'll start with the Otis here and potentially recommend the teammate Kenji because having a Space Maker is always good. And that Larry's going to give us issues if we don't have some aggro brawler. So yeah, I think I'm fine with Kaze. That does meet that purpose of, someone who can try and get onto that Larry. Kit would be interesting. Honestly, I think Kenji's pretty solid, but okay, great. He goes for the Kenji. And honestly, I'll send him a swap. Okay. Yeah. Because I do like playing Kenji quite a lot, but I just didn't want to pick it so early into the draft. I think it's most ideal to pick it last pick your assassin person. All right, here we go. Match 1 on our first day back. I'm able to get a swipe there and take down the Larry. Boom. I did end up taking down the Ruffs. That wasn't even my intended target. All right, I do go down there. Yeah, all right, so I think that I have a decent matchup here. I'll just make sure to get the ball out of the center there because that's a really risky area for it. And they do look pretty pushed back here. I'll try and get out to my teammates. Heal up a little bit. And then go for a dash here. I'm able to get a double kill. But the Larry does just enough to keep the ball away. But I'm in a good position right now. I'm able to land some swipes. I think maybe one swipe onto the Colt, but Crow does jump in. It's going to be curious to see if my teammates can score. That Larry is going to be really good on defense there with those walls still up. Just trying to dodge a little bit here. Get over to this Larry, heal up. And Crow does manage to walk it in. Excellent. I'll go for maybe like a super. I meant for that to be a hyper super actually. But we should hopefully be able to defend here. Not much time left. Heal up a little bit. And all right, there we go. First match is a win. We played decent overall there. They never really had a good, very pushed up opportunity, but they were able to hold us off for a decent while due to that Larry Lowry. I'm going to be able to get onto this Larry. Heal up a little bit. All right, I get a good hit there, and then excellent. We're able to push him back pretty easily in this second match. Gonna try and push back up onto this wall, pop my heal gadget. And I do go a little bit too far up there, but should be all right because they had one person down as well. Let's see now. I'll just make sure this roughs doesn't get through, hold my positioning. Probably gonna try and get this ball out a little bit and then get onto this roughs, pop my heal gadget. All right, now I'm gonna try and help my teammates a little bit by getting onto this Larry. Unfortunately, I do go down, and it seems like they do have solid pressure on us here. And they do get a goal. Okay, so that was a little bit unfortunate, but Crow does have a hypercharge. I'll go for a super here. I land a hit onto Larry. I'm going to try and pop my heal gadget, and I'm able to take the Larry down, and Otis walks it in for game. There we go. Put up some decent stats there. We all went positive ratios, and all right, that's a good win to start off our episode. Puts us off at 6,600. So I'll see you guys in the next match. All right, guys, so before hopping into our last game here, I'm just going to show you, we just hit Legend 2, and I did a few Trophy Road matches in between, so I'm not going to go to the battle log, but since our first match, we're 4-3, so our overall record on the day is 5-3, and with that being said, let's try and hop into our last match here in Triple Dribble. All right, so I'm probably going to ban the Damien because I do not have access to that. Teammates are going to ban Carl and Juju. Okay, so first pick, I'm going to want to probably go for an anti-tank, be pretty safe in the first pick. So I think that probably my best option is going to be Otis. Yeah, I think I'm definitely fine with an Otis here. Teammate has the Griff fully buffied, which is another really good brawler. If it stays open, that'll be great. He's going for the Tara, but I think the Griff's going to be really great against the, especially a Frank. We can open up the map a little bit, and he's going to have that super available. Excellent. They're going for a Willow, so we are going to need some sort of answer to that. Maybe a thrower of our own, like a Ziggy potentially. Or a Mortis. Barley could work. Barley might outrange the Willow. Just something to ensure that... because right now, if he goes for the Tara, we're going to be really... I think we're going to be weak to the Willow because we have no thrower. I mean, I guess we do have Wall Break, but this map does have those two really good indestructible walls, so that's why I was trying to recommend my teammate the Barley. All right. I mean, I guess it's a winnable match, but it's going to be really difficult initially due to the Willow. All right. I'll go for a gadget in. And then I want to try and keep this Willow back as much as possible. That Frank is in our spawn pretty early on, unfortunately. And now we are really pushed back. Frank's going to get the super off, but Tar also gets a super, which lets me save the goal. Griff's getting some good opens up. All right, but yeah, we're all going to go down. And yeah, honestly, I mean, that's what happens when you don't pick a thrower counter. I'm going to try and walk up onto this Ems. All right, and then we're going to have to pinch this Willow. But the Frank comes back. I'll go for my super onto it. And now the map is starting to open up. Hopefully I'm able to dodge that. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. But I do get the Willow down. Only an M's left. And Griff is able to get a goal. So we were able to respond pretty well to going down there. Good job by us. And the map is certainly more open now, which is going to be to our advantage. We are falling back a little bit here, and those indestructible walls there are really obnoxious, but I'm able to get down the M's with a trade. Hopefully, yep, teammate is able to recognize, but then the other teammate passes him the ball. Wow, that was almost really awkward. I'm going to try and get this Frank down, get a super onto the M's. And in overtime, we should hopefully have an advantage, but I'm going to need my teammates to stay up here. Get away. Hypercharge potentially, but Frank potentially hits a gadget or something there. It doesn't pull him. All right. I mean, yeah, early game we just don't really have anything that we can do because of our draft into this team. And yeah, we just easily get pushed back into spawn. Willow has a super. And yeah, it's a goal. There's nothing we can do. Gonna get the ball over to my teammates here. Hopefully we're able to respond with a quick goal. Willow gets a super onto my Griff, but hopefully I'm able to take the Willow out, and I do. I'll pass the ball over towards the middle. I'll pop my hypercharge, but unfortunately I missed the Frank. And yeah, Griff pops the hyper super there, but I'm not really sure if it was necessary. I'll get the ball over to my Tara. All right, I'll go for a super onto this Frank. And all right, Griff used the super there. I don't know if it needed to. But all right, as it stands, we're in the same position pretty much as last match. We take their Frank down. And yeah, this Ems is gonna be an issue, but I try and get the ball out slightly. And all right, that's really, okay, the immunity there was pretty crazy. I'm gonna try and stay out of the range of this. And I'm just gonna get a super to be safe. Wow, okay, I literally supered it. Okay, I guess if it has its gadget, it just cancels an Otis super. I didn't realize that. We need to really watch out for this Willow, and okay. All right, I mean, what are you gonna do? This is how it goes sometimes. With that being said, I think that our record on the day is 5-4, so it is a positive record nonetheless, and we're at 66-82 to end the day off. With 9 days left in the season, I'm definitely going to start playing more than just the hour a day I was playing previously, but it's going to be spread out, through a majority of the day. So I think that maybe I'll just do, a 2-game session towards the evening to, show what I'm ending off on. But, my rank coming into the videos is going to be, just based off, the amount of games I've played during the day. So with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning into episode 5. And here we go. We're back on our grind to Road to Masters.